Tour.
Here we go. All right, feet together and salute. Disciples position, formal salute. Chi awakening. Hands to Dantian, inhale up. Exhale, gather. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Okay, rooting. Here we go. Inhale. And one more time. Okay, palms up, inhale, expand, and open. Once more. And down. Hands up, and let's circle the wrists. And switch. Okay, elbows. And switch. Shoulders rolling back. And reverse. All right, step out. And right hand, big circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Other way, ready. E, R, San, Su. Whoa. And other side, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switch. E, R, San, Su. Whoa. All right, feet shoulder width, and roll that neck. Switching at the top. Once more. And chin down. And stack it up. Twisting side to side. Warming up the waist and the spine. Good. Hands to the waist. Circle your upper body. And switch. All right, feet together and swivel the hips. And reverse. Okay, down to your knees and circle knees. Stretch down. Back to the knees, circle the other way. And stretch. Tuck the butt, stack your spine up. Right foot back and circle the ankle. Switch. And other side. Switch. Okay, and pulling down the heavens. Ready, inhale. Exhale, ha sound. Oh. 2. Oh. And 3. Oh. Briefly rest in the Wuji posture. Check in with your body, breath, and mind. Moment of mindfulness. Okay, moving into the master sequence, palms up. Inhale and stretch up. Exhale, he sound. Clearing the triple heater. Inhale. One more time. Okay, step it out, horse stance. And ready, open the chest, inhale. Exhale, keep it expanded. Inhale, open further. And exhale, round forward. Inhale, breathe into the upper back. Exhale, keep it expanded. Inhale, open further. And exhale, release it down. Warrior draws the bow, circle up to your right. Inhale. Across, shift the stance, pull back. And exhale, sounds. Other side, inhale. Inhale. And one more time. Good. Step in shoulder width. Mist descends on the mountain. Inhale, reach up. And exhale down. 2. And 3. Kidney breathing, hands to your lower back. Inhale and inflate, expanding the lower back. Exhale, release. Inhaling, visualizing blue light filling the kidneys. Exhaling to release. One more time. And on the exhale, fold forward. Right hand to left ankle. Inhale, twist. Then exhale, reach to the other side, turning at the waist. And then reaching down into the earth, inhale, pulling energy up through the yin channels. Wrap the belt. Exhale, send it into the kidneys. Hold the breath out, reach down into the earth. Inhale, pull it up. And exhale into the kidneys. One more set, reaching into the earth. Inhale, pull it up. And exhale, send it in. Releasing those hands down, stepping out. Dragon stretches claws, inhale. Turning to your left, stretch the right hand. Inhale, soften everything. And stretch. Dragon soars in the sky, stretch your wings. And then one hand down, same knee down, twist. Breathe into the solar plexus area. Okay, inhale up, soaring in the sky. And other side. Okay, inhaling it up. Dragon beats the drum, bring it in and down. Ha! Two more. Ha! One more. Ha! Stay in your horse stance. Phoenix spreads wings. And exhale to the heart. 2. And 3. Okay, bring it down, hands to the thighs. Twist to one side, arch, ha sound. Come to the center, roll it up. Feet fist distance. Lift the toes, spread them out, grip with the feet, grip with the calves, grip with your thighs. Tuck the butt under, clasping the hands. Inhale, lift that heart up. Exhale, ha sound. Clearing constriction from the heart. Once more. Inhale, straighten up. Release those hands, palms toward the floor. Ha sound, draining out through the arms. Okay, bend your knees, clasp, tuck, and ripple up. Spleen, turning to the right. Inhale, center. Turning to the left. One more set. And back. Exhale through the mouth. Step out, Taoist horse stance, feet the width of the outside of your shoulders, holding the ball at the lower belly. Visualizing a pearl of light spinning and spiraling in the lower abdomen. Visualizing this pearl gathering the chi of the 5 elements, fusing them together in one energy. Smiling through your roots, feeling the yin power of the earth flowing up into the body, fusing into the pearl. Smiling through your branches, feeling the yang force of heaven going down and into your body, fusing into the pearl. Breathing into the pearl and the dantian, imagining the 5 elements, heaven and earth, fusing together into this one energy center. Okay, and then gathering the hands in, bringing in any surplus energy built up in the palms. Release, and then palms toward the earth, inhale. Palms toward the heavens, inhale. Exhale, palm over palm, smooth down the central channel. And seal the chi. Second time, inhale. Exhale down. Once more. And exhale down. And relax. All right, let's take about a 1-minute break. Here we go. All right, we're going to continue with our study of small circular fist. So let's get started. And we're going to start, we'll have a little fun. We will do 1-minute round jumping jacks. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and begin. Great exercise for your lymphatic system. And this is also going to help train the fascia of your little feetsies so that as you learn to box, as you get that boxer's footwork, you have enough spring in your step to be able to do it properly. Keep it going, halfway done. And finish. All right, pull down, inhale, and down. Okay, let's do split the bamboo, starting with just static standing. So we pierce, open, slap, and down. Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Let's go for our lunge, and we're just going to start with the lunge right now. So let's go left foot, lunge, and then back, and then right foot, lunge, and then back. Left, back 2, back 3, back 4, back 5, and 6. Okay, now the footwork for our warm-up exercise is going to go left, lunge, stand, and then that left is going to go back and stand. Then right, and stand, and right, and stand. So great exercises going forward and back with these. It's going to help work the musculature, stretch in different places you might be able to feel. And as well, when we go forward, this is really going to help with the lunge or those various kind of takedowns. When we go back, this is also going to help you take your leg away from some of these various kind of single leg takedowns, help you with the sprawls and level changes, things like that. So let's start with the left. We'll do these slow today. So the left foot lunges, the right foot comes up, the left foot comes back, the right foot comes back. The right foot lunges, the left foot comes up, the right foot comes back, the left foot comes back. Left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left. Okay, standing up tall, and we're going to chop backwards. 1, 2, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Opposite side, ready. E, R, san, si, wo, liu, qi, hua, jiu, shi. All right, step it out. Then to make you less dizzy, slapping backwards. Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, bring it up. Crane leg blocking. You're going to come up and hit the inside of your ankle. Come up, hit the inside of your ankle. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now kicking the butt. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, cross stepping behind. So right leg steps out, left foot swings and hit. Left foot steps, right foot swings and hit. Ready, step, step. Look at the foot and twist. 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 Look at the foot, twist. Look at the foot and twist. And look at the foot and twist. All right, from here, we're gonna go monkey picking fruit. So hands up, and then from here, pick that fruit. And then pick that fruit. And then pick that fruit. And then pick that fruit. Okay, and then you can't see off the camera, but lift up your heel and stretch all the fascia all the way down through the foot. And then other side, lifting the heel, fascia all the way down. Up. And up like there was a fruit just out of your reach. Okay, heel down and then stretch over. And then stretch over. And then stretch over. And then stretch over. Good, left foot forward. Straight leg raise. We'll just use the hands out to the side this time. Ready, and swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch. And eat. R. San. Su. Wo. Liu. Chi. Ba. And that's ba. All right, outside crescent kick. Start with the right foot back. You're gonna pull it through and across. So here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switch. Ready, eat. R. San. Su. Wo. Okay, inside crescent kick. Right foot comes across all the way over to that hand. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. E. R. San. Su. Wo. And relax. Okay, moving into inside, into outside crescent kick. So the back leg's gonna come up. Because I've got a camera here with myself spotlighted, I can kick right to where my head is. Biff. That spins me around, and I take this twist, and I use it to bring the other kick out. So kick your own head height, spin, look, and kick out. So let's try 3 times. Here we go. And 1. Switch stance. 2. Replace your stance. 1 more. 3. Okay, then the other side. Left foot back. So head height, spin, look, kick out. Switch your stance at the end. And here we go. 3 times. Go. 2. And 3. And relax. Okay, one more fun kick just to get us going. So we're going to be using the pendulum footwork, and we're going to be using the lead leg hooking kick. So the hook kick coming this way. So sometimes you'll see in combat, Conor McGregor was using this one at the beginning of his career. I don't think he got a lot of hits from it, but he was trying it out. And he also didn't get hit a lot when he used it, so at least it's not a high-risk technique, at least for that guy. So what happens is you shuffle up, and then the hook kick comes this way across. So I'm using these hamstring muscles to a degree to hook the back of that foot. So for the moment, what we're going to do is we're just going to open the lead foot. So this twists my hips a little bit. I'm going to pull through and then sweep back across. So mostly this is just a warm-up for the moment. We don't have each other to practice on to really make this a functional kick today, but we can get some body skills going. So I twist the front foot, this opens my hips, swing and swing. And the target for the moment, if this were a functional kick, is right to this outside of the thigh. We'll also aim these cutting roundhouse kicks there, because if you get this trigger point just right, it makes it so their leg doesn't work as well when they try to stand on it. So that's kind of a good thing if you were defending yourself. So again, you open, swing, kick. So this is a rear leg hook kick. Not the most practical application because you got to swing this whole thing all the way through, all the way over here, but we're using it as a warm-up. So twist, swing, hook, and twist, swing, hook. Let's try the other side.
These are also applications you'll see in our Shaolin forms. You'll see these hook kicks, and sometimes this is actually a throwing maneuver. So this is hooking their legs and using that to throw the person in the Shuai Jiao, Chinese wrestling. So left foot behind, twist, swing through, and cut. Twist, swing through, and cut. Twist, swing through, and cut. And once again, twist, swing through, cut. So sometimes you'll see, you can look up on the YouTube perhaps tutorials or demonstrations of Savate, French kickboxing, and sometimes you may see that they'll take this roundhouse into the hook kick, because instead of just pulling your foot over here, well, the roundhouse gets the foot over there, and then the hook kick just brings it back. So this is one of the places where this becomes a more practical application. More on that in the future. So for now, though, what I want you to do is we're going to do a lead leg hook kick. So we'll do this stationary. I guess I won't turn my back to you yet. And but then we'll add the footwork that actually makes this work. So stationary, you just pick this up, and then this knee is going to come kind of toward my chest, and it's going to hook kick across. So up and across. I kind of have to swing my foot out here to get it come across, swing out, and get it to come across. Try your other leg, just that warm up. So your lead leg swings out, and comes across. Your lead leg swings out, and comes across. Your lead leg swings out, and comes across. Now, what will make this more functional is we'll use the pendulating footwork. So let's warm up our pendulating footwork briefly. We'll get the footwork cam. All right, so our pendulating footwork is going to be and swing up and swing back, swing up and swing back. So we can try this as if you were giving a little kick to the groin. Sometimes this is a straight kick or a round kick. And if you had hard-toed shoes on, it just pops them right in the groin. So let's try this. Pop up, kick the groin, and back. We're not doing that hook kick yet. Pop up, kick. And for now, because we're playing, we're doing cultivation, let your hands be free. So maybe I want to try popping up and doing this like Savate, kind of stretch, and then making a Kung Fu set. Who cares? The recording is only on me. So just let your hands be, maybe they want to be really static. Maybe they're going to move. We're just warming up this pendulum footwork of the leg. And then I want you to pop back. So like a pendulum, the legs just switch places right there. All right, let's do the other side, warming up that pendulum footwork. So it's shuffle up, pop, and back. Shuffle up, pop, and back. Shuffle up, pop, and back, pop, and back, pop, and back, pop, and back. All right, so now that we've got the pendulum footwork, let's add that hooking kick. So we're going to pendulate up, and that's when my foot comes out to get ready, and then hooks on back. So pendulum and hook down. And what's going to make the power on this is my drop on the other leg. So I actually have to drop my weight to get this to power down. Okay, so let's try it. Just warm up. So shuffle, swing. Shuffle, swing. Shuffle, swing. Shuffle up, swing. One more time. Shuffle up, swing. Okay, other side. And here we go. Shuffle up, swing. Shuffle up, swing. Shuffle up, swing. And shuffle up, swing. Okay, so if anybody's out there judging me on this technique, then all y'all haters might be right. This is not a technique that I personally have trained a lot or use in sparring. I'm much more likely personally to use a shuffle up round kick or a shuffle up straight kick or something along these lines, but we're doing this for a warm-up. We're having fun together. So all y'all haters, you know, whatever. So the one version of this technique that I do use personally, which this is a warm-up for, is the high hook kick. So this is the same thing, but now as I shuffle up, this is going to come around and to the head. So the idea is that the heel would go right in the person's temple. One of the ways you can try this is in the capoeira, they actually will sometimes do these with a hand on the ground because unlike Shaolin, they're not averse to ground fighting. In Brazil, obviously, that's where we got Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And some of those capoeira techniques are secretly ground fighting and grappling techniques that you don't really see because of the dance and its popular version. So one of the things you can try on this technique is you do the shuffle up, and then my hand will actually touch the ground to give me the balance to practice that sweep. So let's try this just a couple times to get our stretch on. So you shuffle, balance, and sweep. Hard to do slow. Shuffle, balance, sweep. Shuffle, balance, sweep. For the moment, I don't care about your recovery. Just come down somehow. Shuffle, balance, sweep across. And one more time. Shuffle, balance, sweep across. All right, let's see if that happens on the other side. So you shuffle up, hand reaches the ground, and you sweep back. Shuffle up, hand reaches the ground, and you sweep back. Shuffle up, hand reaches, sweep it. Shuffle up, hand reaches, sweep it. And one more time. We're doing more of a yoga than a technique still. You'll notice because I'm not really looking at targets. I'm just getting this motion loaded into my body. Okay, so finally, the move we've been warming up to. Still, we're in the warm-up section, temple exercises, so it's more of a yoga than a technique, but we can think about this more in practical terms. So I'm going to replace with that pendulum footwork. As this knee comes up, it's going to sweep across, just like this outside crescent kick, but it's a hooking kick. So let's give it a try. I guess I'll go in this angle for a minute too. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other side. Here we go. And E, R, San, Su, whoa, and now pull it down. So really nice kick. I noticed for myself that on this left side, the hip didn't quite want to do it, and it reminds me, sometimes in what one of my yoga masters recently told us is that if you're working on your breath holds, so you're trying to hold your in-breath, like, oh, I got to 3 minutes and I plateaued. I can't do any longer than 3 minutes, just for weeks and weeks. He says, work on the exhale breath hold. And so your exhale breath holds are often shorter, but let's say you were at 1 minute and 30 seconds for your exhale breath holds, and you work on that, you get it up, minute 35, minute 45, 2 minutes exhale breath holds, and then you'll see your inhale breath hold start to expand where you had plateaued before. What does this have to do with Kung Fu? Well, I mean, oxygen usage, efficiency, pretty good idea. But for your roundhouse kicks, what you need to do for a good roundhouse kick is you need to be able to get this knee up and over. So we have all of these trainings. Sometimes it's you hold on to the thing, and you just practice these hip tucks, your basic stretching. Sometimes they'll have you kick over the chair to be able to get over the chair. But if you want, let me do the side that was actually needed a stretch. But one of the ways you can do this is work on a different exercise that requires similar flexibility and attributes. So when I come up here, this hip hike, that is going to get me to be able to kick across that way, it's the same hip hike, it's just going this way instead of this way. And so the more alacrity you put in yourself, even if you don't decide that this is your sparring technique, it's kind of a weird technique. The attributes that you're training, the physical coordination, the flexibility in your body, go in then and feed all the rest of your technique. So, super fun. All right, that's a few temple exercises. We're gonna do a little practical training. We're gonna stretch. We're gonna have some fun. So let's get to it. First, we did some jumping jacks. Let's do a little more conditioning. If you're fasting like one of you, you're welcome to skip this, but we're gonna do mountain climber, 30 seconds, and 2, 1, go. Keep going. Even though I have to check the time, you gotta keep going. Okay, 10 seconds. And relax. Hold it down, inhale. And down. All right. So now moving into some of our traditional attributes training, we are going to open our horse stance, so feet together, palms up, fingers in, thumbs on top, pull back, then open toes, heels, toes, heels halfway, sink. Okay, punching from horse stance, let's go nice and slow. So left, then pull back and right, and left, and right. So right at the moment, we're just working the coordination of our hands, and punch, punch, and punch. Okay, now start to turn the waist without shifting your legs and fold that quad. So as I pull my whole body, it's gonna turn, making this very solid punch. Turn, 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 turn. Okay, shifting to one side and punch. Shifting to one side and punch. Shift to one side and punch. Shift to one side and punch. A little bit of power. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, blocking. Let's go from our Lohan form. You'll block down, block across, pull, and punch. Block down, block across, pull, punch. Block, block, punch. Block, block, punch. Block, block, punch. Block, block, punch. A little bit of power. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, from our current form, small circular fist, you're gonna block down, block up, punch. This one, let's take the heel up, because that's how it goes in the form. So block down, block up, punch. 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 A little bit of power, here we go, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, then we're gonna go into our hook. So clear, and then we'll block our own hook. Let's let the heel come up on this one, just for fun, and block the hook. Clear and hook. And so think of these, like I said, a lot of boxers don't like this horizontal fist for the hook. You can damage your hand. Usually it's turned up this way for the close hook, or sometimes for our mantis system, it's turned over this way and it's almost like an overhand. In this one, think about hitting with your forearm. So as I come across, think about more like a clothesline to get this. And we're still training the attributes for that tight hook, but we're using more of a clothesline. So clear, get that whole waist, 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 and whole waist. Okay, then you're gonna clear across, an uppercut, heel down for this one, pull back, uppercut, pull back, and uppercut. So my hand is kind of forward. This is almost like a, one teacher calls it an up jab. rather than an uppercut. Uppercuts are more of a pulling punch that we'll do in a minute. But to get it to work with this long fist structure, you're gonna reach out a bit and it'll still train those attributes. So we pull, you gotta kind of feed this other one in, turn your stance, and up. Pull, feed, 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 and up. A little bit of power. Ready? E, R, San, Su, Wo, Liu, Qi, Ba, Jiao, Shi. Okay, pull it down. And down. All right, very good. So we got some basic punches going on in the long fist structure. Oh, we got paused on my workout here. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Resume. Okay, tracking. I'm into tracking right now. So now let's do these in our more tactical stance, in a boxer's stance. So putting them together, we've got our straight punches. So let's practice this lead straight. So I'm gonna corkscrew off that front foot. I cover my chin with my own shoulder, and that's why this thing turns over and corkscrews like that. This one's glued to my chin back here. And back, screw, and back, 3, and back, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, then the rear straight, I'm gonna corkscrew off my back heel, and this one's just gonna launch right up there. Back, launch. And notice this shoulder actually covers this side of the chin a bit too. We don't want you to tense as you go, but there are these natural defenses that happen, particularly for this boxing range. The other thing that's gonna happen is as I turn, my head comes slightly off the line. So I'm coming here and I punch, and it's getting me out of the way of incoming punches. So out, back, 3, back, 4, back, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Then the hook, we're gonna load up this hook by a slip. So my left foot's gonna step, and I'm gonna dodge my head to my left. So my left foot steps, and I dodge my head to the left. We don't have to be too specific about the slip, but one thing you want is this head, it's gonna come right over your knee. My shoulder pops a little bit, and so the punch that was coming here, grazes by my ear. It was coming here, it grazes by my ear. So I step out, and I'm sitting on my toe like I was wearing high heels. I pull this shoulder across, and then the rebound opens, and here's my hook. Let's do the tight hook, so thumb up, and you'll feel like, if you haven't practiced this a lot, you'll feel like you want to reach out and stir the pot, but really, you want to hit a person who's this close to you with this particular hook on this particular day. So let's practice. Slip, open, hook, reset. Slip, open, hook, reset. Slip, open, hook, reset. Slip, hook, slip, hook, slip, hook, slip, hook, slip, hook. Okay, we're just getting the muscular coordination for these moves. Okay, so let's go, we'll go jab, slip, hook. So on the jab, I'm gonna take a jab step. And for this jab step, I'm going to need to recover my rear foot in order to get this hook step to come out. So I'm gonna go jab, recover, slip, recover, hook. So it goes 1, you can recover or not on that back one, depends on how comfortable you are with your longer stance. So you go 1, 2, hook. 1, slip, hook. Or with the recovery step in the beginning, 1, slip, hook. So this is the step and slide footwork, or almost a push shuffle footwork. So you're not having too long between your legs, or if you don't mind, you can lunge with that jab, and then recover on the slip step. So once again, we go 1, slip, hook. 1, slip, hook. 1, slip, hook. 1, slip, hook. Okay, and then last piece is I want you to imagine you went 1, slip, hook. Now, they just countered your hook, let us imagine. So what are some of the ways you can counter this left hook? Well, if the left hook is coming here, I could shield, I can block, or I can do a U-slip. I can bob and weave. So I want to imagine, okay, so one idea of this jab is that they slip to the outside. So I go with the jab, their head comes over here, and so I go bah, bah, and hit them where their head just went. Or I jab, and then they start to hit me with their jab. I slip it, bah, and I punch them with my hook. So let's say you got to the hook, what did they do? Okay, they, let's see, here's their head, and then the head's gonna bob this way. So now they're over here, and they get to punch you. What punch are they gonna do? Okay, well maybe it's the, let's see, the cross, their rear hand. Maybe their rear hand is gonna hook you or straight punch you. Well, you've got a bob that you could do from there. Or let's say you hook and they block. So they're checking it with that rear hand, and then they're gonna fire their lead hand. Maybe you wanna slip again, and now you're on the side of them if you pivot. So these are some of the games that you can play with your shadow boxing. What about if they, let's see, I've got a hook coming at me from this side. Yeah, and I personally want to throw this right overhand because I just like that. So if that were coming at me, here's that vector for the right overhand, right? So I hooked them, they went, this is coming, I'll slip right under that. So we can play with, in your own shadow boxing, you can go jab, slip, hook, slip, and then you're back into your shadow boxing. So you can just start to play some of these patterns. This one is jab, slip, hook, slip. Jab, slip, hook, slip. Jab, slip, hook, slip. Okay, then let's throw in one more punch just while we're doing this kind of thoughtfully. So let's go jab, slip, hook, U-slip, and on the bottom of this U-slip, I'm going to throw in this uppercut, which is the move we're practicing today. So I'm going to dig from my back foot, and I'm going to drive right out, right under their chin, or into their gut, okay? Right under the chin or into the solar plexus. So jab, slip, hook, slip, and then look, watch this guy. It's not that I pull it down, it's that if my head comes away, I leave that arm behind, and then this rubber band, whoa, launches it, okay? So here we go, jab, slip, hook, slip, uppercut. 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 Go. Whoosh. 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 So that's a 1 straight slip, 3 U-slip, 6. All right, cool. And this little scenario that I've made up, you can just imagine like what punches are available. So any combo you set, so this was a 1 slip 3. Any combo you set, you got to imagine, okay, well, how would I respond to a 1 slip 3, right? Well, the one you might catch, and this is why it's a 1 slip, is the person might go catch the jab, fire their own 1. So I'm going 1, oh, they caught it. When they fire theirs, I slip. So in that scenario, I would go catch, jab, and then that hook comes. So in this case, I had the presence of mind, wah, come around here, and as that person's slipping me, they just slipped my hook. I see the overhand loading up. I duck right under it. As their overhand wears out, I pop them right under the chin or right into the stomach, or even right into the balls, because this is Kung Fu. So these are just some scenarios you can play with. And then you would try that out in sparring, of course, and see if these come through. But the other thing about this is we're just working these combinations of movements. So the idea of being able to come from a hook into a slip, you'll see if you watch Muhammad Ali, if you watch Mike Tyson, they have this kind of like slip, 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 and what happens is the body learns to randomize these movements. You know, they do train, their trainers will hit them with effective combinations, but to a degree, it's having the abs that can just go in any direction that it needs to be. And for us, because we're not just training with boxers, you know, like what if first season Conor McGregor comes out and he goes jab, shuffle up, crane kick, right? So then you have to know, like, okay, catch the jab, and then what? I don't know, do you duck that crane kick? Do you enter? So your body has to be able to move with this sort of lightning fast change. And how you do that is you just train all of these movements in succession, All right, on the other side, here we go. So all the way to lead straight, we're practicing both leads because this is still kind of the yogic part of our Kung Fu. So we want the body to be balanced. We don't want to be developing asymmetries by only doing hooks on one side or something like that. So the jab, let's do it without the step, corkscrew. 1, 2, cover your chin with your shoulder. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, the cross, reaching across, or the rear straight. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The hook, the slip hook. So step off, coil, and hook. So it's a step, recover, coil, and hook. Step, recover, coil, and hook. Step, recover, coil, and hook. And so my head, if the punch is coming this way, I dodge. And then the idea is while their punch is still out there, before the person recovers, you blast them with your hook. So slip hook, slip hook, slip hook, and slip hook. All right, combo time. Jab, so I'm on my toe, push, shuffle, hook. Jab, slip, 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 hook. And once more. All right, then adding our scenario training. So jab, slip, hook, slip. Jab, slip, hook, slip. Jab, slip, hook, slip. Jab, slip, hook, slip. Once more, jab, slip, hook, slowly. All right, and then finally adding in that uppercut. So 1, slip, 3, bob, and 6. 1, slip, 3, bob, and 6. 1, slip, 3, dip, and 6. 1, slip, 3, dip, and 6. All right, a little bit of power on your own. And pull it down. All right, take a 1-minute break and we'll be back. All right, so We're moving on to the next section of our form. And the next section of our form, we are going to be using some kicks. So you may remember from the last section of our form, we reached through, we threw the person, and today we're going to work uppercut. And then from these uppercuts, there's a series of kicks, a lead straight kick, a rear thrust kick, and then a turning thrust kick. So just a little intro on these kicks, and then some ideas for you to put into your shadow boxing at home to keep your life fun. So this first kick, after we came out of these uppercuts, which I didn't quite teach you, but we're still on the tactical. So we were teaching you hook, and then here's that uppercut. Like it doesn't have a head, so you just sort of mock an uppercut, or you can do these huge shovel hooks where the uppercuts go, but you can put these uppercuts here. So the idea in this one, in the form, is you had dipped down. Well, this is actually almost like doing one of these dip slips, where you're slipping under a punch, or you're bobbing and weaving, and then up comes this force all the way from the ground. So when we get into our form, there's a lot of ways you can train your uppercuts, of course, but here, the training principle, one of them is just up, is getting this ground force right into that uppercut. So it's, that first one is a rear leg uppercut, and then the second one is a lead leg uppercut. And exaggerated in the form, but the idea is the same thing as, oh, I had slipped to the rear, there was an opening, uppercut. I had slipped to the lead, there was an opening, uppercut. It's training those exact same body mechanics. Okay, so these kicks, a few ways you can think of them. So in the form, it goes uppercut, uppercut, big movement, and then you kick a person. Okay, what's happening with this big movement? A lot of different things. In one case, this is throwing a person who has tried to take you down. So this is where sometimes in our in-person class, we will check a single leg takedown, and then you throw the person this way. It doesn't look like it in wrestling, but it's actually, it looks like very like Aikido stuff when you do it solo. And this is one of the secrets of Chinese Kung Fu and Aikido and all of this kind of stuff, is that it looks silly unless you do a freeze frame and then take away the opponent. And so you've actually got a bunch of people now in quarantine who before they're like, oh, forms are dumb, who now they're like, oh, shadow boxing, I can do it without having to go to the gym. I'm like, it's like, yeah, that's what we've been trying to tell you. But where Shaolin forms are dumb is if you just do this all day and never train with an opponent. This means nothing, right? This is just a shape that you're making with your body. This is just a shape that you're making with your body. The meaning comes in the application. So one application is learning how to do this kind of turning movement with another person's body. Some of these like neck wraps are the same thing, but small. The other things that we're doing with this, you'll see some of these where it goes here and here. You'll actually see this in some of the Philippine martial arts where as they come outside of a weapon hand, where you'll pass, you'll actually parry with one hand and then the other hand will check, or you'll parry with one weapon and the other weapon will check. So there's a lot of things in here. We don't have time to do this particular one. And so for now, you just want to think of this as a fascial exercise, So it's stretching open your fascia. You're learning to close your fascia. And then for this lead kick, what it's training is you close up the fascia, and that's what brings your leg up. So instead of standing here and going, and just bringing up your leg, your whole body brings up the leg. And then as the hands come out, your whole body sends the leg out. Your whole body sends the leg out. So this is training in one application of this would be a teep kick. Teep means push in Thai, I think it is, because it's a Thai kickboxing. So the idea for this teep kick is you actually bring your foot up by contracting this whole body, just like we were just saying, and then you push from your hips. So if I had an opponent here, I would show you how if they're advancing, you can actually use this to just push them away. For now, all I have is my buddy the bag. So I just push him away. So you'll notice there's not a lot of impact, sound, right? When you hit the bag, it's really merging with the bag, and then moving. So this is a pushing kick. How do you practice this? Well, one way you can practice this is you could bring that leg up and then you practice withdrawing the hip and then pushing it out. Okay, so let's try this. Here we go. Oh, we'll start on the right because I just did a few on my left, so let's stay equal. Here we go. Retract, push, push. Retract, push, push. Retract, push, retract, push, and retract, push. Okay, other side. And here we go. Pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push. One more, and push. Okay, then your rear leg is also a pushing kick. Sometimes they call this a push kick, but I'll call it a thrust kick because I don't only want to focus on the pushing aspect, I also want percussion. So this is going to go likely to the person's bladder, and this is great. According to some secret transmissions, it's great if somebody, you happen to be in a bar. I don't suggest frequenting them personally, but if you're there, your chances of getting in a fight go up, or having to defend yourself from predators go up. So one way, but people in a bar often have a full bladder, because alcohol messes with your aldosterone or something like that. And so the leg comes up and it kicks them right in the bladder. Okay, so I tend to lead with the ball of my foot in this one. Nowadays, some people really try to push the heel through. It's all great. The sole of your foot is fine. This can also go into their solar plexus. You can push the person away, but basically you aim with your knee and then you snap and push them over. So again, if we were together, I'd have you hold the Kung Fu shield and you have to try to back your friend up. So this is a great kick if you can land it, because you not only hurt the person, but you create space. So you would back them up and then whatever technique you enter with. So for now, the way you can train this to start to get this is just like the rear, is you pick it up and you're gonna thrust through, but then come all the way back. So you pick it up, thrust, all the way back. Let's try it together if you're not already. Here we go. Thrust and back. Trust the thrust. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, other side. Aim with the knee, then thrust it out. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And back. All right, very cool. So in your shadow boxing, you could just do these. This is like the yogic version, right? You know, and then just stretch it out, giving yourself the balance, the flexibility, the neurological integration for this. Then you can also start to put this into your shadow boxing. So you've got like jab, cross, thrust kick. Why does that work? Because this is put you out here and then you can just, this guy is like already loaded up. So jab, cross, thrust. Does it work with a hook? Let's see. Hook. I don't like it as much. I like a roundhouse personally off of that hook because the way my body is wound up. So maybe you would go jab, hook, uppercut, thrust kick. Same combination we did. It's a combination you can practice this week. Jab, slip, 3, dip, 6, thrust kick. Because one of the responses to your 6 is a rear slip. So you have to imagine your uppercut comes at them, they rear slip, and you kick them right in the bladder in the space that they've created. And this starts to become the chess game of your combat. You threw that 6 out, knowing you had a rear kick waiting for them. Okay, your last kick is going to be a turning thrust kick, a turning thrust kick. So I'll demonstrate this to the side. It's going to be a rear kick, so let's do that first. So to practice this rear kick, sometimes called a donkey kick or a mule kick, bring your knee towards your chest, cant your body forward, and then thrust out behind you, okay? And to get this right, you want to look back over the shoulder of the side you're kicking with. So I come up, look, and thrust. Let's do that 4 more times. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, then the question people always ask before we do the other side is, Should my foot be straight up and down, or should it be sideways? I feel that when you look over the shoulder, it turns more into a side kick. So personally, I think the sideways foot is just how it's going to happen. But sometimes you'll see in forms and self-defense techniques, it's like you can't look over your shoulder, you just have to respond quickly. That they'll just thrust it back, and in that case, it seems to go up and down real easily. So let's do our other side, and here we go. Left knee comes up, look, and thrust. Left knee up, look, and thrust. Left knee up, look and thrust. Left knee up, look and thrust. And one more time, look and thrust. All right, super easy. So back kick. If this next kick doesn't work for you today, just practice that back kick all doggone week, and you will be fine. So now, all you're gonna do here, I'll take my face off the computer, but we'll be able to see the footwork. So all we're gonna do, very easy, is you're gonna turn your stance all the way around. So I'm in my left foot lead, I turn my stance all the way around, this one comes up, and then it thrusts right through, okay? So again, I have my left foot lead, I turn my stance, pick the knee up, and thrust. Let's get a little bit of the upper body in there, because then you can see the head is what's going to make this all come together. So I'm in my stance, I'm looking at my opponent. For whatever reason now I think there's a chance to insert this rear thrust kick. So I turn my head, I look at my opponent again, and that thrusts the kick through. So it turns, keep looking, biff, and up it goes. It turns, biff. Okay, one more time. It turns, and biff. All right, try the other side. So now your right foot is forward. Turn your stance around. Pick up the lead leg, thrust it back, and you're done. Okay, where was I? Right foot was forward, turn your stance around, pick up the lead leg, and thrust. Okay, putting it all together, the head is what makes it move. So I'm looking at the opponent, I turn toward the leg that's gonna kick, I look at the opponent, and I kick. Here we go, turn, and kick. Try not to turn it into a spinning kick. My left leg is more used to those, so I'm gonna try to really do my thrust kick. Turn, thrust. Turn, thrust. And one more time, turn, thrust. All right, cool. So now we've got this kicking set that we will learn in our form. We have just enough time for this, but let me just show you for your shadow boxing how this might work. So this is a teep into a rear thrust, step down, spinning thrust kick, okay? And how this might work, how you might think about this combatively, is the teep is actually just a throwaway. Maybe you do hit them with it, but it's not a powerful kick. Maybe this is just setting them up. So how I tend to use this is if people are coming toward me, I'll push them back, use that space to kick them. Then either they do one of these and get out of the way of that kick, or it lands and they do that anyway. Now the space is such that I step in and thrust with this kick. So this is why it's safe-ish to turn around and do this big old spinning move, is because with your thrust kick, you push them back, and now you're just covering the distance. They're very unlikely to be able to go from flying back while you're moving to switch their directions and come in and cut off your kick. They may be able to block, but they're not likely to shut you down in that particular kick. So this is your practice in your Kung Fu. You can do whatever, shadow boxing, and then throw in teep, thrust, thrust, and just start to play with this. And if that doesn't work as a combo, then start to play with doing the moves individually. All right, let's go into our form. We're not going to review previous sections. We're just going to go right into the section that we are at. Nope. All right. So in our last episode, our young heroes had kneed a bunch of people, they had blocked, they had double punched, and this is about where we are starting today. So back elbow, cross step back, and then we throw. Okay, here come our uppercuts. This left hand comes right by your ear and goes straight up. And as it pulls down, the right hand goes right by my ear. And I step across. So, okay, so the other symbolism in this, some of the in-person folks know, is that this is actually a judo throw, where you're sweeping out the foot. But in our form, you're gonna go here, here, and then step across so that I'm facing that particular opponent. Okay, from this point, this is a famous Shaolin mudra. You'll see the temple guardians on Japanese temples and stuff doing this often. It looks kind of like Monsieur Bodhidharma in representation, very similar. So this is also a Meridian Qigong, the Vajrapani posture. And then from here, let's get to that one more time. So we know where we are in space. So we have double punched, elbowed back, steel step, throw, facing that back corner. Now I uppercut, and I sneak this foot into the proper position, and then this foot comes across. Okay, from here, turn the big wheel, left hand inside, right hand outside, pick it up, and the left knee comes up, snap. Step, block left, block right, right thrust, snap. Step down, look, thrust kick, and your hand goes out. And that's the position I'll leave you in this week at the end of your form. So let's do it again from this double punch. Elbow back, cross step, reach, turn and throw. Left uppercut, right uppercut, step. Turn the big wheel to your right, clockwise. Left hand inside, coil that left knee up, pop it out. Clear, block or hit, back heel, kicks. Step down, turn, thrust kicks, hard to do slow. All right, so from here, let's go just now from our uppercut. Get a little of the upper body in the image. Here we go. All right, so we've thrown, and we go left, right. Big wheel, turn. Left knee, kick, block, block, kick, turn, thrust. Okay, so this is your form for this week. We'll do it in a second one more time. Let me show you one thing. So in the form, this lead leg kick is not a push kick, it's more of a snap kick. And so you should just know, this is also, you can just pick this thing up and percuss a person with it. It's not the most powerful thing. I would tend to snap it into a person's knee personally, but in these Shaolin forms, you want it to go as high as you can. So you could be doing this, and then you should think kicking them in the chin, up, clear, up. So just for the flavor of the Shaolin forms, which is about yogic flexibility and cultivation. And the idea is if you can kick a dude in the chin with this lead leg, you can kick them in the guts with no problem. So one of my teachers says, his dance teacher said, if you're going to the store for something for $10, take $100. This is the idea, is you've got a kick that can go all the way up here, you only need it to go here. So all of this is just wiggle room for you, just flexibility. All right, so one more time. Here we go. From our throw, left, right, clockwise, left hand in, knee up, kick, step and clear, hit, kick, turn, kick, down, and next week we'll do more things. All right, so this is our class for the day. Hopefully the form has helped to cool you down a little bit, but of course do your own cool down exercises, stretch, go through a Tai Chi form, whatever you like to reset your body. And let's seal the Chi with 3 breaths. Palms up, ready, inhale, earth and heaven. Exhale down. 2. and 3. Feet together, and salute. Disciples position, formal salute. All right, thank you so much for your practice. Review this form on a video, which will be up on your YouTube. Review the previous sections and work on it. Might as well get this form perfect now that we've got this video resource.